He's a double-figure quote, and he most probably represents value.
And we know Jamie Ennis has got a huge opinion of Hurricane, and he is with Jason now.
He is, Duck. And Jamie, this bloke here, he's fast, as we know. Now, you've spoken midweek in the Greyhound Recorder about his early split and his capability of doing that. The next question is what Nathan Rooney just asked, is going to the back, because when he's gotten clear here, he's gone 1880. We know these dogs can go better. So what's your take on that middle stage?
Yeah, look, I think he does have a flat spot, no doubt about it. But, yeah, if he can run a 5.0, he's going to be right there at the start. And I'm not too worried about if, depending on the dog, if something overtakes him up the back, he's going to be strong again late.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, there's Jamie Ennis. Who else can we go and have a chat to here? Joe Borg is another one who I want to speak about, given Deadly Avengers now getting consistent runs under his belt. Joe, everyone was about this bloke last week with a lot of confidence. Now it's cold water this week, but as Nathan Rooney just touched on, is this his fifth run in succession? Does it make a difference in the way that he could perform?
No, not at all. We've raced this dog sparingly. Like he's only had 50 starts. He should have probably had 70. We've just been very careful the way we've placed him and run him and haven't overrun him.
So what do you expect tonight? What's your gut feel on the result we might see in 5 minutes' time?
There's a lot of chances in this race. Just put him in the box and let him do his stuff.
Go well, mate. He's a star. So are you.
Thank you.
There's Joe Borg. Let's move on to Luke Thompson, who's got Consigliere by his side. And, of course, the Thompson camp have his Pearl down the road as well, who will jump from box 7. Luke, the best of your two chances here?
Probably this bloke just from the draw. It's probably not a kind draw for both of them, but between them, they're probably both similar dogs. They can probably run around that 29.15, 29.20 mark, but probably every other dog in this race can. It's such a deep race, and whoever does everything right will, be hard to beat.
Of the whole field, I mean, you would have looked at it pretty closely. Who do you think is the most likely winner?
The Red's pretty well drawn if he can show a bit more speed than what he did last week. He's a nice dog coming through. Deadly Avenger's been there, done that before, and Dawson Star's flying. So, I would say probably between them three, they'll probably be, the main chances.
Good luck.
Duh.
All right, there's Luke Thompson there, guys. The last person I want to speak to is right down the other end of the yard. It is Matt Dewan, who's got Dawson Star. He was brilliant last week, the fastest heat winner, and even before that, he was the Warrnambool Cup winner in outstanding fashion. Matty, everyone's speaking about the draw. He's good enough, but can he overcome the draw? What do you think?
Yeah, I actually like him in the pink. He's a better dog on the outside than inside, so if he does what, the split said he can, I think he could, get around it. But there's so many great 7 dogs in the race, which are great dogs, so it's all about luck.
All the best, mate.
Thanks, mate.
There we go, guys. Word from the yard. Let's get back to Nathan Rooney, Michael Tye. What's your take on the first of the Group 1s here on Trilogy Night?
We're pumped for this, Jason. It's the first of the Group 1s for the night for the boys. Nath, it's a very tough race from a punting point of view, and there's plenty of value to be had. The prosciuttos have had the hot hand, and you're leaning that way?
Yeah, you're splitting hairs here, and I don't have many of them left, Mick, but I went 4 on top on the prow. I just think it's copybook on what he did last week. He's got the speed. He'll get a little bit of cover from Galento in 6. He can roll to the top and make his own luck. I think box 1, Hurricane in for second. The red really brings him in. He's going to be charging late. If he can hold a position and get on the back of the speed, he's going to be doing his best work late. 5, Consigliere's done nothing wrong, cruel by box draws. And number 3, Deadly Avenger, the Phoenix winner. He's ready to rumble. 4, 1, 5 and 3 in the Harrison Dawson for me.
I'm with number 8, Dawson Star. Reluctantly for the outside draw, always very tough, but this dog is shown to be a box 8 bandit. His first run here at Sandown Park in the heat last week was simply sensational, 29.10. I just think he's a natural wide runner. I want him to just explode the lids, cross over and put a gap on him. I've got Mapunga Zerk on him for second. I think he can run a huge race at a big price here. Was really taken by his run last week, but I'm all in on Dawson Star here. 8, 2, 1 and 4 for the first of the Group 1s tonight, Jace.
Massive night here, of course. The main event is the Sandown Cup in race 9, but we've got the Harrison Dawson and the Sapphire Crown before it. This time, it is time for the fellas, the males, the best sprinters here in Victoria go punch for punch. And this is the first of the 3 Group 1s. Let's do it. Here's Dan Hibbard for the Harrison Dawson of 2026.
Number 1, Hurricane, who is at $3. It's been $4.60 into $3 on the fixed odds and is going to jump the favourite for Book Ennis. Second here last week to Galento. Gets the kind draw. He now has to use it, but it is a ripper race. And they're getting set. Starting signal given. Hurricane the favourite at $3, $4 to on a star. What can he do from the pink? He'll need to show electric speed like he did last week from box 6, but he's up against the cream of the crop here in the Harrison Dawson final. First of the Group 1s, Second line moving up. Ready to go. Green lights. Lure on the move. The Sportsbet Harrison Dawson final. Favourite in red. They're ready. Racing, Hurricane jumped only fairly. Great speed out to Wanna Star. He's flying over with Galento. To Wanna Star leads. Galento second. Deadly Avengers 4 lengths off the lead to third from Consigliere. Then came He's a Pearl and on the prowl. Well back Mapunga Zircon. Hurricane was last. But to Wanna Star, he is on the arm and he's 6 in front. Clear on second Galento. Deadly Avenger. But a new star has arrived. To Wanna Star won the Harrison Dawson. 4 lengths. Deadly Avenger, He's a Pearl, Galento, then came Hurricane and Consigliere, Mapunga Zircon and on the prowl, and the boy goes 29.01.
Tawana Star picks up the first Group 1 of his career after winning the Warrnambool Cup 2 starts ago, and the challenge that presented tonight from box 8 Matt Dewan was large, but as you said pre-race he was suited, and boy oh boy as he served it up.
Amazing, went emotional. I can't believe it. Yeah, no, he's doing what he can do. We said from box 8, I wanted box 8. He's a great dog from the outside and that, and he's showing us what he can do.
Now, we'll get to what it means shortly, but 18.42, the back-to-the-back split, that is near record time. I mean, to do that from box 8 is huge, and I know you've had a lot of belief in this greyhound's ability, but to now serve it up on the big stage in Group 1s is bloody awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling, like, doing it with the family. That, we're only a small team and that, and, it's paying off for us. I'm lost for words, but yeah, no, just, Dad and I do this together. We've been dreaming of something like this, so you can see I'm pretty emotional at the moment.
It's been a long time coming. You've been involved in the sport for ages.
Yeah, so first dog was Malawi's Prince. So, hopefully he's going to look like him and that, but yeah, no, just wrap with what he's doing. And when he jumped from the pink like that, I was trying to watch to see if he was crossing, but I wanted him box 8. When I said I want him in box 8, he can show his pace. So, when I was listening to you guys today and I'm like, no one actually believes that he could actually cross. I'm like, maybe I'm not a good judge, and, there's 7 great dogs in the race, and what did he go, 494 early? I said he could go 497, so, yeah.
Well, mate, he can't hear the opinions of anyone else, and that's why it matters, because he can prove us all wrong, mate. Congratulations. Go give him a kiss. Well done.
Thank you, mate.
How's that, boys? Pure emotion. I'll head down to the presentation dais here because the Dewan family are the sentimental favourite when it comes to this race, and I'm sure Matty's going to be shaking hands and waving to the crowd all the way, making his way down the straight. But what a performance from Tawana Star. I mean, to do what he's done from the pink, unheard of.
Absolutely amazing, Jace. Tawana Star from box 8 to do that in a Group 1 showed the superstar quality that he has, and to do it in those times, get across. Galento maybe helped the equation a little bit, jumping well, and then pinching that break, and some of these other star chasers were just too far from the lead, but who on earth would have caught Tawana Star anyway? 494, 1842, 2901. Sort of always had him as this natural wide runner, and he just had to do it on the city track there, and just absolutely amazing scenes on screen here with Brendan Dewan and Lynette there as well in the background. Great to see Brendan, one of the better blokes at greyhound racing, and Matty Dewan to win this Group 1 tonight. It's been well deserved. They've done such an amazing job placing this dog over a long period of time now, and the world's his oyster. Who knows what he could do up at the queue over the winter, Nath?
Yeah, well, when you're running 494, 1842, Mick, it really doesn't matter what draw he had tonight. He come out on roller skates. He ran 504 last week, and we were going on how well he come out, and he did that out of box 6, and he just elevated to another level here tonight. And geez, when you're running sections like that, it's impossible to pick you up. 29.02, he just opened them up early, opened them up mid-race, and they've been very, very patient, as you touched on with him. They've scored him around the horseshoe, and they knew the ability he had. They didn't race him here to Sandown. He had his first run here last week and really, lit the track up running 29.1, but he elevated to another level with them sections tonight. And if you're going to lead and win off box 8 at Sandown in a Group 1 and win that convincingly against that even and quality of a field behind you, you're a more than deserved winner. And geez, it just makes you think what the next 6 to 12 months could bring with this dog. He's a February 24. He's just gone, 2 and a bit. He's got plenty of racing left in him for the next 12 months, and he's just been placed to perfection by the Dewans. They've gone up to Sydney, they've gone for the Group 1s at the Meadows, and then they've been more than happy to go back and go to Warragul and go to Warrnambool for the Cup and go to Shepparton. He's a star, and I think he's announcing himself as a 500-metre star now, and the last couple of weeks have been jaw-dropping performances, and that'll be the best performance we see tonight, without a doubt.
Oh, absolutely. And he was a dog that had the hot hand of the moment too, with that Warrnambool Cup win, and then to have that first run here last week and do that effort from box 6. So these Harrison Dawsons, they're not often one from getting a box 6 in a heat and a box 8 in a final, so it adds a lot of extra merit. There has been dogs in the past that have performed amazingly, but they might have had the rub of the green, so to speak, with a couple of box 2s or a box 2 and a box 1. For this dog to do it from a box 6 and a box 8 at his first, basically his first 2 goes at Sandown Park. He'd raced well previously at the Meadows, but to do that in the space of, a week to week has been a phenomenal effort.
Yeah, phenomenal. And the sections are on the board. It's, as we touched on pre-race, it's not the fact that he's drawn 8 and the speed, want the fence drawn underneath him. He's had to work, Galento's run a good section, another 5-0 section, and held its line, but he just burnt him off, and he's been phenomenal. It's been a phenomenal training effort, very, very patient over the course of his career. He's racked up 16 wins and 7 runner-up efforts from 27 starts, but I really feel last week it was a super effort, but tonight was phenomenal. He's gone to a complete different level tonight, and mainly based on the 494, 1842. That'll lead you any race in Australia at any time. You look at what they were running here tonight, and he's putting 5 or 6 lengths on them down the back against some high quality dogs that we've seen already tonight. And I think it'll be franked in the next race when we see some high quality sprinters in the Sapphire Crown. I don't think they're going to run 18-4 down the back. So the world's his oyster. If they go to the queue or where they go, they'll make the right decision with the dog, because they've been very dog focused on prepping him the right way for the big occasions, and tonight was just reward, bringing up his first Group 1 in the Harrison Dawson.
And of the runners-up, Deadly Avenger to end up getting second there, I thought was also a great effort by him, given that all these dogs were a long way off the lead. Galento's ran out of his skin, but just got his heart broken, so to speak, by a superstar running those sectionals out in front. But did anything catch your eye there, Nath, out of the unplaced?
Nah, Deadly Avenger, just another run under his belt was quite good. He's most probably at the moment that, he's got beaten 4 1/4 or 4 1/2 there. So it's another, 29, 25, 29, 30 run. So that's coming from off the speed. I think he's, racing quite well. Joe said he hasn't over-raced him, but I think that consistent racing over the last month really helped him. He keeps building on what he's doing week by week. Where they go next with him, I'm not sure. He'd most probably send away and go up to Queensland for a couple of weeks as well, I would imagine, because the dogs really relished moving around track. So I think with Deadly Avenger, I'd be more than confident that the right move for that dog would be to go back up to Queensland around the Q2 and have a go at the big races up there in the coming weeks and months. But I think that's where Dewana Star's going to head, and you'd think that track would suit him too if he can get out and get rolling. It's hard to make a lot of ground on that Q2 Parklands track, and if Dewana Star's on his best box manners like he has been here the last couple of weeks, and especially tonight, he's going to be awfully hard to beat, and he's going to be awfully hard to beat in any race he goes in going forward.
Just trying to get Brendan Dewan there at the presentation dais, but just heard him say, "You're beauty." How good's that? But tell you what, just noticed the Sapphire Crown's less than 10 minutes away, so we'll get stuck into that shortly. But in the meantime, we'll soak up what are some amazing pictures here, Nathan. Look, for someone like you who's heavily involved in this caper, I mean, the Dewan family have been a part of it forever. They're popular. Brendan's a terrific bloke. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people so happy for the family to achieve what they have tonight.
Yeah, certainly is. This is a homebred dog too by Dewana Classic, and their lines continue. We've seen Lakeview, Dewana Lynette, I should say, last week in their Warrnambool Vic Breeders, another one of this damn line, not out of Dewana Classic, out of a daughter of Dewana Classic. Produce a phenomenal run in the maiden Vic Breeders series up there. So they don't have a big kennel. They do a fantastic job with their dogs. They're very patient, as we've touched on, and they're placed and raced accordingly. It doesn't matter if they're at Warrnambool or Sandown. around. They're happy to travel around and get the job done and look after their greyhounds. And the kennel, even though it's not big, have got a couple of really, really handy ones. And leading the pack is certainly Dawson Star after what he was able to produce tonight in the Harrison Dawson.
How good's that? The fist pump knowing the race is absolutely done and dusted. And we could see the emotion of which he had post-race. It means so much to this family, and this trophy is going to be up as their pride and joy for the remainder of their lives. And for this bloke here, it might not be the last one that he picks up at this sort of level of racing. And as we say, he goes to Queensland, and who knows what's possible up there. But yeah, certainly a popular win, that is for sure.
February 24, Jace, he's only a baby when you break it down too. He's only, 2 and 3 months. He's only just starting to come into the peak of his powers. You think the next 12 months with, the Melbourne Cup, the Phoenix and a lot of these big Group 1 and high prize money races coming up, would you lock him in nice and early as a Phoenix contender and what we've seen just then?
With that pattern, absolutely.
Geez, bloody early, but that's you would get the reward if he was going this well at the tail ends of the year. So that's a wrap of the Group 1 Harrison Dawson. As I said before, this Sapphire Crown is fast approaching. The stirrup will be taking place any minute, and it's time to get stuck into the preview of this one. And the first replay we are going to take a look at is that of distinction. We'll get to that shortly.